All right, what's poppin', everybody? It's your boy Armon. We're back with another video. Get in here, get in here. We have a major update in the David and Celeste Rivas trial or case. David has officially been charged. Now when we first reported, it was reported that he had been arrested for the murder, and then he had to go to court on today, Monday, and now they have officially charged him for the murder. Okay, so now he will have to go to court and fight this case, which is going to be very interesting. And you know that we are going to try to be boots on the ground for that. All right. And what's even more important about this thing is that what I'm hearing is reports are saying he could be facing the death penalty. The death penalty is crazy. It's insane at such a young age. Can you believe that? Could you imagine facing that penalty? But it makes sense though, because she was a child. He was an adult. No matter how many years apart you feel like they were, he still was an adult and she was a child. So let's get into this article. David arrest update. Singer could be facing the death penalty after being charged with murder and sex crimes for teens. All right. Singer David has been formally charged with the murder of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez, whose dismembered remains were found in the trunk of a musician's abandoned Tesla. That's what prosecutors were saying Monday. The 21-year-old, whose legal name is David Anthony Burke, was arrested Thursday in the Hollywood Hills, 7 months after the teen's body was found. District Attorney Nathan Hodgman announced Monday that Burke is charged with first-degree murder, lewd and lascivious acts with an individual under 14. What is lascivious? That sounds like a lot. Somebody tell me what that means in the comments. And mutilating a body in the killing of Rivera's Hernandez. So lewd and lascivious. Let me look up lascivious. We gotta see what that means. Let me get to chat. You know, girl. We got to see what does. Okay. Lascivious is someone who's overly sexual in crude or inappropriate way, often lewd, lustful, or obsession with sex, may behave in a way that feels predatory, creepy, or disrespectful. If a guy is constantly making sexual comments, staring people down, or crossing boundaries, some might call him lascivious. It's usually not a compliment. It's a negative tone like pervy, sleazy, creepy. Oh, so they're saying that it was, oh, wow. Let's get into what lewd means, just so I can have it all together. Lewd is truly inappropriate, crude, or vulgar. So tie that with, they're saying, so basically, if you're saying he was, in lascivious, vicious, whatever, that word is kicking my. And lewd, it's a man who is creepy, overly sexual, and acts in an inappropriate way. So people are basically saying he's not joking or flirting. He's giving uncomfortable, pervy, boundary, crossing energy. It can even imply a lack of respect or self-control. So they're saying that he got into a bunch of freaky, kinky, pervy, weird, deviant acts with an individual under 14, and then he mutilated the body. Ooh, that's a lot going on. What kind of lascivious things and lewd and being weird and stuff was he doing with Celeste that he had to chop her ass up? And now it may cause him the death penalty. Wow. All right. Hodgman noted that the murder charges include a special circumstance, lying in wait, committing crime for financial gain, and murdering the witness in an investigation that could carry the death penalty. So I'm trying to figure out, where does the financial gain come from? Is that like the artistry? Is that like, like for like music sales, publicity? Because that sounds crazy. I know she doesn't have the money. He has the money. So I'm trying to figure out where the financial gain comes from. Let me know what you guys think. Where does the financial gain come from? Now, killing the witness. Was she getting ready to speak out about the lewd, acts, a kinky, pervy, weirded acts. The guy says, I'm a parent of 3 children, and a parent's nightmare is a situation where your daughter goes out one night and never comes back. As we will show in the court of law. David pronounced D4vd pronounced David gained popularity among Gen Z fans for his blend of indie rock, R&B, and lo-fi pop. He went viral on TikTok in 2022 with the hit Romantic Homicide, which peaked at number 4 on Billboard's Hot Rock and Alternative Song chart. Okay. David, 13 girl to protect his music career, the district attorney says. District Attorney Nathan Hodgman alleged that David Burke, known as David, murdered Celeste Rivas Hernandez to protect his music career when she threatened to expose his criminal conduct. Celeste was just a child under 14 years old when David Burke allegedly engaged in repeated lewd and sexual relations with her. But Burke's actions did not allegedly stop there. When she threatened to expose his criminal conduct and devastate his music career, Burke allegedly murdered her, cut up her body, and stuffed her body into 2 bags that were placed in the front trunk of his car. There, the dismembered body sat for over 4 months, decomposing until it was found at a tow yard on September 8th, 2025. This horrific and gruesome murder committed by the charged sexual predator is shocking and appalling to Celeste's loved ones. We will get justice you seek and deserve. The death penalty in California. Prosecutors have not decided whether they could seek the death penalty in the case against David. His charges included execution as a punishment, but the state hasn't carried one out since 2006. Governor Gavin Newsom placed a moratorium on the death penalty in 2019. The state can still pursue charges, and if the moratorium is lifted, it could carry out an execution. Okay, so this is where it's interesting. There's a possible bomb threat. The Los Angeles courthouse set to hold David's arraignment faces a bomb threat, according to LA Times. Authorities are investigating a possible bomb threat, and the building has not been evacuated. It's unclear if there is a connection between the possible threat and the arraignment. Now, the defense attorney is saying they are prepared to vigorously defend David's innocence. David's attorneys Blair Burke and Marilyn Bendarsky and Raina Peter shared a statement following his arrest last week saying that they are prepared to vigorously defend David's innocence. Let us be clear. The actual evidence in this case will show that David Burke did not murder Celeste Rivas Hernandez, and he was not the cause of her death, the statement said. There has been no indictment returned by any grand jury in this case and no criminal complaint filed. David has only been detained under suspicion. We will vigorously defend David's innocence. Celeste Rivas Hernandez was in a sexual relationship with David, police say. The Los Angeles Police Sheriff Jim McDonald said Monday that investigators learned that Celeste Rivas Hernandez was involved in a sexual relationship with David. Rivas Hernandez was known to be alive on April 23rd, 2025, when she arrived at David's Hollywood Hills home. The chief said her body wasn't found until September. Officials said it appeared she had been dead for an extended period before she was found, given the state of her remains. The substantial amount of time she passed between her death and discovery meant that crucial evidence had degraded or disappeared. And as detectives worked to uncover the truth, they also had to sift through and debunk a great deal of false information circulating publicly. Her cause of death has not yet been made public. The singer has been charged with first-degree murder, lewd and lascivious acts with an individual under 14, and mutilating the body in the killing of Celeste Rivas. The murder charges include special circumstances line. Okay, good. We already got all that. Oh my God. So my thing is, though, so she threatened to go and expose him. And listen, in no circumstances is violence okay. In no circumstances is playing with a minor okay. But is there room? And I'm only asking, and I get it, 14, do you really even know? But is there any room for us to educate our children? Because if she knows to expose, then she knew what she was doing, sleeping with a man that was older, right? Because she had been over there multiple times. Granted, he's wrong all the way. But do we also now try to teach our little brothers and little sisters and children and nieces and nephews if you're going to go against your parents and if you're going to do something, out of line, and you're going to be sleeping with an older man and they have lots of money and lots of power, and you know that you're doing this, do you go and then threaten that you're going to expose them? That could be dangerous. You know what I'm saying? And I know there was a lot of us that dated younger. And when I was 16, I was like talking to a 21-year-old. I thought I was lying about my age and everything. But I couldn't imagine then saying, oh, I'm going to expose you because I got mad. You know what I'm saying? Just hear me out. It's no excuse for him dealing with her, but also she put herself in danger because she was going for it. She kept running away from home and doing all these things. And then I'm imagining she got upset and threatened to expose. And that's when the great killing happened. To me, it would be different if she was kind of being held against her will. Maybe she was. We just don't know. Maybe that'll come out. But I also got to think for women, whether you're young, old, whatever, I think it's a situation where we got to stop using our sexuality to try to tarnish men's careers when we get upset. And I know that that's very hard to say to a kid, but this situation now has created a platform for that conversation because now she's dead. So now we have to say, hey, if you're going to go against the grain, if you're going to go against your mom and dad and sleep with an older man and you're in these situations, if you are willingly doing that and not being held against your will, if you want to get out or if you get upset and this man has power, money, you've got to make sure you're safe first. Hell, we can say the same thing in my mind about Ashley Janae. Who's to say that she wanted to get out of that situation with that man? Granted, she wasn't 14, she was 31, but he was older. Another man with power, money. We find her dead out of nowhere. This is going to be very, 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 very interesting. I'm interested to know what you guys think about this situation. This is going to be a very juicy case because this is about a bunch of deviancy and sex. And we got to get to what made her start feeling like she wanted to tell. Because to me, she knew it was wrong from the beginning. But also, David, what was going through your head? Because also, I'm not going to lie, I'm seeing some people say they don't feel like he was an adult because he was 18. You're still an adult. You know what I'm saying? Some people feel like, well, he wasn't that far in age from her. Did he panic? I think I would have taken the risk and just went with the guy was talking to the 14-year-old. I don't know, but the pervy and lewd acts and what did he have her doing at 14? How weird did it get to where she had to go and say, I've stopped this, and then it got so weird, he chopped it all up and threw it in a Tesla. Wow. It probably got that got real weird because when the sex gets so crazy and kooky, you chop the body up and stick it in a Tesla. That's a high level of Lascavus. That's high level. That's high level lewd. So, I'm at a loss for word. But we'll be following this case. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Till next time, keep that same energy. Be safe out there. And we'll see you soon. Peace out.